Check, check. Check, check. Check, check.
Is it morning still? Hello, good morning, everyone. Ray? Yeah, is she starting up? Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Not yet. She said no.
Not yet? Okay.
And they had a fire.
Hello. Please mute your phones and turn your attention to the public safety announcement. In the event of an emergency at NJ Transit, your safety is our top priority. Please follow these important instructions. In case of an emergency, announcements will be made over the loudspeaker or by a uniformed police officer. If necessary, CPR will be administered using the defibrillator. Please do not approach the dais. Documents can be presented to staff at the entrance to the boardroom. Please follow the directions of NJ Transit Police and staff. Thank you and have a safe day.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. I hereby call to order the Board of Directors meeting of the New Jersey Transit Corporation, New Jersey Transit Rail Operations Incorporated, New Jersey Transit Bus Operations Incorporated, New Jersey Transit Mercer Incorporated, New Jersey Transit Morris Incorporated, and New Jersey Transit Southern Light Rail Incorporated. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, for the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Megan, if you can do the roll call.
Okay. Roll call. Board Member Abrantes?
Here.
Board Member Beeson?
Here.
Board Member Casimir? Here. Board Member McCray? Here. Board Member Nara?
Here.
Board Member Thomas?
Here.
Board Member Zavala?
Here.
Board Member Cruz?
Here.
Chair Jane?
Here.
For the record, Board Member Nara is participating remotely. Vice Chair Carson will join the meeting later, and Board Member Morocco is absent. This is a meeting of the New Jersey Transit Corporation and its affiliates and subsidiaries. Adequate notice has been provided in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act and NJ Transit's enabling legislation. Legal notices were published on July 10th, 2026 on NJ Transit's Legal Notices webpage pursuant to NJSA 35:3-2, and that webpage is available on the Secretary of State's statewide legal notices listings. Notices were also posted in the main entrance of NJ Transit's headquarters and sent to each individual agency and organization that requested such notice.
Okay. May I have a motion to approve the minutes of the June 10th, 2026 board meetings? May I have a second?
Second?
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion carried.
Chris, if you can, I believe we have some recognitions today. If you can present those, please.
We do. Thank you, Madam Chair. We have two extraordinary individuals at New Jersey Transit we want to recognize this morning. First is Chris Scanlon, who works in our rail division. There was a disabled train near Harrison on July 2nd. Obviously, drawing on his prior experience as a locomotive engineer, Chris quickly devised an innovative solution that restored power and allowed us to safely rescue the customers under very, very difficult circumstances. Chris also serves as a municipal fire chief and a statewide emergency response instructor, and that experience not only continues to help with the job he does at Transit, but obviously also helps us when things unfortunately go wrong. On behalf of New Jersey Transit, I want to thank Chris personally for his quick thinking and for his continued service to the riders. Chris, would you be kind enough to stand up? Thank you, Chris. Give us 1 second. I want to go to Dave Lobitz next. Dave also works in our rail department. As you may remember, on July 3rd, the state of New Jersey experienced extraordinary and severe weather, and that caused extraordinary damage to the rail infrastructure that we haven't seen in more than a decade. Dave coordinated the Hoboken Division's response as teams cleared more than 50 downed trees and repair large segments of heavily damaged overhead wires. His coordination allowed us to progressively restore service, supporting a rapid, organized response during an event that significantly affected our infrastructure. Dave's claim to fame that week was he also rode in the state police helicopter, I think. Right, Dave? And he enjoyed looking at the damage, and we really appreciate the state police helicopter and the state police's help in getting us up in the air so Dave can personally look at the damage. Dave, would you be kind enough to stand up and be recognized? Members of the board, would you be kind enough to step up and so we can take a quick photograph with Chris and Dave?
Everybody take a look at me. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
We'll have now Suzanne present the advisory committee report.
Yes, Commissioner. Can you hear me?
Yep, you can.
Yes. Oh, great. Thank you. I'm so happy I'll be able to join you remotely. I'm in vacation in Vermont, and it's a real pleasure to be able to come be with you for part of this morning. You have such an exciting agenda. The operating budget is on, and also the Senior Citizens and Disabled Residents Program. I mean, I would like to say, Commissioner and board members, this is what your staff does all year long. They work towards this meeting because the operating budget not only controls the capital budget, which is our long-term investments, but also our day-to-day operations. So I think I want to congratulate New Jersey Transit staff on putting together this budget and your Board of Commissioners for redoing it. But I also want to go back into the word planning. Everything takes so long to do, and you're going to be discussing with the executive director the FIFA games, which took years in the making. So I'll just jump a little bit over it. Our last meeting of our board, our advisory board, was June 12th, and our next one is September 18th. We focused on the local programs and community initiatives, and Director Jeanette Rivera gave us a really good overview of the statewide program, and that really fits right into the Senior Citizens Program that you're adopting today. So that was an excellent presentation and a chance for us to comment on that program. Also, our customer advocate, Frank Bowman, he's been a real asset to us. He discussed with us the onboard listening sessions that he's been holding statewide. He's had them since his last meeting with us. He was meeting in Atlantic City, New Brunswick, and Union City at the highest light rail station. Those things are really important to the commuters. As you know, our commuters are our lifeline, and you do such a good job with them. But we also have problems, as you know, with the equipment and the Amtrak situations, which just seem to be ongoing for us. And I'm sure that you're all working on it, but I know this has to be a long-term solution to have Amtrak and to have better solutions for the summer for getting our passengers into New York City. But what I wanted to focus on, again, was since we don't have an opportunity to really say such nice things or just look at the fruits of our labor, but the FIFA games they're a worldwide initiative, and so much of the agency's commitment has gone into it, not only in the planning, but the execution. And I think there can't be anybody in the world that would look at what's happened at the Meadowlands and not see that New Jersey Transit is a world-class premier agency in order to be able to pull off what we've been able to pull off. And that's moving 300,000 passengers, filling 4,000 ambassador positions, and that's our staff going out and giving up their free time to help make this initiative work. You clocked over 20,000 ambassador hours, which again is our volunteer hours from our staff, spoken more than 40 different languages. I was amazed at that and really pleased to see that. Utilized our police and our civilian employees and taken photographs and posted on social media. I just want to say I'm in northern Vermont near Canada, and the World Cup has really gotten such worldwide attention. And next Sunday, we'll be having the finale between Argentina and Spain with the president in tow. And I just want to congratulate you all. I know we sometimes have difficulties, again, with the equipment and providing things for our passengers, but I also want to commend Chris Calori for making sure that our passengers during the FIFA games were well attended to and were not damaged or not inconvenienced we didn't give up one for the other. We did both, and it's just, it's a remarkable achievement, and I just wanted to thank you on behalf of the riders of New Jersey, the worldwide viewers who get to see this, and also our committees. So that is my report, Commissioner. I hope you have a lovely day.
Thank you, Suzanne, and thank you for recognizing the employees of New Jersey Transit and the amount of work they have done to make FIFA successful, and also making sure that our commuters are not impacted. If we could have Gloria Robinson present the Senior Citizen and Disabled Resident Transportation Advisory Committee report. I'm sorry?
I'm Gloria Robinson Mills, chairperson of SCATTERTAC. SCATTERTAC is an acronym for Senior Citizens and Disabled Residents Transportation Advisory Committee. I am pleased to present the committee's semi-annual report covering the period of January 1, 2026 through June 30, 2026. On January 26, the committee met and received information regarding upcoming Section 5310 grant review processes and the availability of applications for funding. On February 23, 2026, the committee discussed the developments of the committee's goals and priorities. March 2026, ScatterTac resumed our county site visits with a visit to Mercer County, marking the committee's first site visit since 2020 following the COVID-19 pandemic. In May 2026, ScatterTac members participated in the State Review Committee, which met to discuss and evaluate the needs of applicants seeking transportation funding. June 29th, a special meeting was called by the chairperson of the Bylaws Subcommittee for the full committee to receive, review, and consider the subcommittee's recommended amendments to the committee's bylaws. A quorum was present, and the committee approved the recommended bylaw revisions. The committee has also discussed the transportation needs of seniors and residents with disabilities requiring dialysis treatment in Ocean County. The committee has advocated for these customers to have access to transportation to dialysis centers for several years. With the support of the New Jersey Transit and local programs, Ocean County has submitted written correspondence committing to ensure residents maintain access to transportation for dialysis appointments and to comply with ScatterTap requirements. We appreciate this collaboration in addressing this critical need and will continue to monitor the situation to ensure ongoing access to these essential medical services. The committee supports the following statement. For support for the local programs grants board item. The CAC supports the local programs board item, including the ScatterTap 2027 budget, and appreciates New Jersey Transit's continued investment in community transportation services throughout New Jersey. In regards to the ScatterTap funding, it should be noted that the state fiscal year 2027 Appropriations Act preserves ScatterTap funding. We appreciate the efforts of the governor, legislature, and New Jersey Transit to ensure these critical transportation funds remain intact. This allows counties to continue providing essential mobility services for seniors and individuals with disabilities and other transportation disadvantaged residents. In addition, the committee is in the process of establishing a subcommittee to develop the annual priority listing of the greatest concerns of the advisory committee in accordance with its bylaws. The committee appreciates the continued support of the New Jersey Transit Board of Directors and looks forward to continuing its work to improve transportation opportunities for New Jersey senior citizens and disabled residents. Thank you.
Thank you, Gloria. Are there any comments from the public?
There are 3 in-person speakers and 3 pre-registered telephone speakers. Speakers, in order to give everyone an opportunity to be heard, comments will be limited to 3 minutes. Priority access will be given to pre-registered in-person speakers, followed by any additional in-person speakers. We will then take comments from pre-registered telephone speakers, followed by any additional telephone participants who are queued to speak. Those participating by telephone, if you have not already done so, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad to enter the queue to speak. You will hear a brief tone to indicate you have successfully entered the queue. The first speaker is Vito Havrilla, followed by Sally Jane Gellert. Yes.
Good morning. I'm Sally Jane Gellert, chairperson of the Lackawanna Coalition. At a recent meeting of the coalition, Christian O'Keefe reported finding a gap in the concrete only 6 inches behind a support structure behind one of the garbage cans at the Summit Station. He expressed his concern that it could grow into a bigger issue. It's on the concrete platform for Track 1 on the eastern side next to the parking lot. He reported it on the feedback form, and we have a couple of pictures in our written statement. Frank Bowman told me today that it has been repaired, so kudos and thank you for the quick work on something that could have become a worse problem. We're looking for the same kind of action on the staircase at Summit Station. On the budget, we note that you're transmitting the fiscal year 2027 budget to the legislature. We appreciate that and hope it translates into improvements in service and communications. It also includes the new annual 3% fare increase, but once again without any public hearings, which we find inappropriate. One of the comments that we would have made at such a hearing would be concern about the short expiration period for paper tickets, which is a burden for those who buy in bulk. The Fair Pay card availability, according to your website, Fair Pay cards are not available at all New Jersey Transit locations. Your site says, quote, you can purchase a reloadable Fair Pay card from New Jersey Transit ticket vending machines at all bus park and rides, major bus terminals, and light rail stations, as well as from participating retailers. We want to know why these are not available at ticket windows, including Hoboken and both Newark stations. Wherever there is a ticket agent, one should be able to purchase any New Jersey Transit fare, including Fair Pay cards, at both Hoboken, or not at both, at both Hoboken and Newark stations. There are light rail stations, so they should be at those ticket vendor windows. The FIFA tournament at New York, New Jersey Stadium. We're sure that you're glad to see the end of the tournament this weekend and a return to normal schedules. Certainly most riders are. It seems that the FIFA transportation has been going well, but there have been some issues. We note the extended period of time before and after matches when buses do not run their normal route has been a problem for riders. In addition, bus tracking was not picking up the change in schedule, so it was not helpful to riders on those lines. Trains arriving empty at Secaucus to pick up tournament attendees and take them to New York Penn Station. At some hours, there were people announcing that Broad Street riders could take the light rail to Newark Penn Station, but this apparently was inconsistent when we have seen riders confused in similar change situations. For instance, when there were track changes and delayed canceled trains at Newark Broad Street on February 9th. It's important that messaging is consistent throughout the day. We're quite pleased that during the 3 weekend matches, there was hourly service on the Montclair-Bruton line, and the ridership was inconsistent. Certainly on some trains, there was a substantial number of riders, indicating that the schedule, which allows connections at Newark for New York and Dover, is feasible, and that our longstanding call, along with NJ ARP and Route, is in fact what you need to do at the next opportunity, presumably this fall. Our main concern is that the number of riders to the tournament was substantially lower than predicted, and prices were set to cover costs, as Governor Sherrill made clear that regular riders would not be burdened with extra cost. With so many fewer riders than expected, who will make up that difference? Vito will continue our statement. Thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker is Vito Havrilla, followed by Ethan Spitkovsky.
Test. Okay. Good. Hello, I'm Vito Havrilla. I am the Vice Chair and Legislative Director of the Lackawanna Coalition. I'll be reading the last part of our statement. Stormy weather and heat waves. We don't know why it took so long to get service back, especially on the Morrison-Essex lines. It seems that specific lines have known issues, and there should have been a system in place for handling outages that are more frequently expected on those lines, especially those occurring in evenings after bus lines end their service day early. Morris County is a particular problem when the train is not running, as what few buses there are end early and do not go very far west. Although the NEC had some problems, it kept running, and lines at Bergen County continued, though skipping Secaucus in some cases. Full service came back on Monday, but they ran hourly service between Bay Street and Hoboken on Sunday, July 5th, even as the Morris and Essex lines were closed. We are surprised you do not run shuttle buses for the pre-registered FIFA attendees, with neither trains nor buses running from any point west of Summit on the M&E line. Any fan in that area holding a ticket to the match and a $98 NJ Transit train ticket was out of luck, especially if that person is not a motorist or is visiting area and did not have access to an automobile. NJ Transit knew who those fans are and their locations and could have arranged shuttle buses between the start of the outage and the morning of match day. Our member, David Peter Allen, has reported removal of water fountains at multiple rail locations, which is particularly dangerous during heat waves that we have been experiencing. He was unsure that he would be able to speak this morning, but pointed out that the fountains have been moved from New York Penn Station, and the water has been turned off at Trenton and Newark Broad Street. They still work at Newark Penn Station and the men's room at Secaucus. And to close, we invite all to our our July meeting on Monday, July 27th at 6:45 p.m. It will be held online and at the Summit Free Public Library. Nick Julia from Root will be speaking about his trip to Paris. We also distribute the Railgram, and our website is lackawannacoalition.org. Thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker is Ethan Spitkowski, followed by the telephone speakers.
Hello, my name is Ethan Spitkowski. I'm a high school student in Princeton, and as you know, Princeton has a branch line called the Dinky, which uses a vehicle that was built in 1977. Recently, that train has been breaking down and missing spare parts, and it completely stopped service on that line. But I'm not here to complain, I'm here to propose. I've been working on designing a replacement for the current Dinky that would use a tram train system that could reuse the existing tracks and then run on existing streets into town. So that would mean that we could reuse the existing tracks and save a lot of money on that section and then run on streets into town. So this would mean that with the exception of the boarding height at the platforms, you could make basically no changes to the existing tracks. So the trams running on this system could also then be used to replace the trains on the Newark and Jersey City light rail systems, because the trains running there are currently 25 years old. This would also help show that a modern tram train system could work in New Jersey, and I've already discussed my plan with experts from Alstom and Stadler, and I would appreciate it if you would let me present my proposal fully or connect me with an NJ Transit employee so we can make my plan a reality. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Operator, please open the floor to public comments for telephone participants.
Thank you. As a reminder, if you have not already done so, please press *1 on your telephone keypad to enter the queue to speak. You will hear a brief tone to indicate you have successfully entered the queue. Each speaker will be given 3 minutes for their public comment. A warning will be provided with 1 minute remaining, and again with 15 seconds remaining. And there are 8 speakers in queue. Your first public comment is coming from Adam Reich. Adam, your line is live and your time will now begin.
Good morning. Adam Reich speaking as always in a personal capacity using personal time. As Sally Jane Gillert mentioned, a big issue is that we have fair hearings happening every year despite NJSA 27:25-8D2 requiring that there be 10 hearings before each fare increase is implemented. Now, you implement a fare increase every July 1st, therefore, the plain meaning and logical import of this would be that you hold hearings before each and every fare increase is implemented. It's certainly the spirit of it. And Chair Jane, I would just ask that the board look at this issue, right? If Governor Sherrill is going to insist that she's transit obsessed, certainly taking the most rider-friendly view of the statute is absolutely critical. It doesn't mean New Jersey Transit can't raise fares every year. It doesn't mean they can't necessarily follow a 3% plan, but it just means that riders at least be heard before we do that, especially this year where we saw service cuts come in on rail on May 31st without the benefit of a single public hearing. Again, one thing I have never heard any of you say, nor could you really credibly say, is that the statute makes it illegal for you to hold hearings even as you pursue this fare increase plan. And again, it certainly would help if, for example, you listen to riders, right? Maybe we'd rather pay a little more, but see service improvements or at least service stability instead of service cuts as we did on May 31st. I would note that there's a petition at change.org/NJTransit26 that has gathered close to 900 signatures, many of them coming in recent weeks, asking for the very thing I am telling you. So I must ask, Mr. Calori, at the June 30th, I believe, Operations and Customer Service Committee meeting, you said it was not up to the board to decide when riders will get more hearings, if ever. Whose decision is it? Is it yours then? Is the board really going to have no say on this? Board members, is that really the message you want to send out? That clearly can't be what we have.
1 minute remaining.
Clearly isn't best for the system. Ultimately, again, it wouldn't be illegal under the statute for you to hold these hearings. So if nothing else, you're making a policy choice not to hear from riders. I ask that you do better and commit to holding hearings. Even if you're going to pursue a regular fare increase plan, at least promise that if you're going to ask us to pay more, you board members will take the time to hear from us each and every year. Mr. Calori, I would ask you answer the question that I asked you at the end of last month that you didn't answer. If I were to submit a rulemaking petition, would you as the agency head allow it to go to the board under any circumstances? If so, what would the parameters be? It would be great if you showed the same willingness to engage me as you do a
15
willingness
seconds
to refer other people to places like the West Windsor Parking Authority when there's a problem you can refer them to. Please don't engage in ad hominem attacks. At least use policy reasons to explain your actions or inaction here. And again, I implore you, let's have a positive dialogue. Let's not have this sniping. Again, let's make an effort to listen to riders just as you made an effort to go to every photo op you could with World Cup passengers. Again, board, let's hear from riders, especially if you're going to ask them to pay more each and every year. Let's not cut service without further hearings.
Thank you. The next public comment is coming from Shaquille McFadden Jr. Shaquille, your line is live and your time will now begin.
Good morning, everyone. I just want to start by saying I'm really upset. I'm a 26-year-old dual tax-paying citizen. I live in New Jersey and I work in New York, and I depend on New Jersey Transit rail system to get me to work every day, and it has been horribly incompetent for the past 2 years. It has made me late to work countless of times, which I think is very unfair because I have to pay taxes and then pay to get on the train, and I'm paying for incompetent services, and I don't think our leaders are taking the time to really make sure that, our money is going towards the benefit of the citizens. Chris Calori and Governor Sherrill make a combined just under $500,000 annually of income. I only make about $52,000 a year. And with the fare increases, that is about, I did the calculations just a moment. That represents about 5% of my total income. And I think it's ridiculous. It's already expensive. I'm already getting taxed double. And we need to be having hearings before there's fare increases. And the fare increases need to be explained because I take the train at Brick Church, and there has not been an operable sitting area or customer service area for the past year. It's been under construction. It's just not fair. It's disgusting. It's egregious. On a personal note, 2 days ago, I took the train going into New York. It was completely packed to the point where a passenger fainted, and all of us citizens tried our best to help this passenger, and I've been completely upset and fed up of leaving countless reviews and customer service comments to no response. So I went to the supervisor's office at New York City Penn Station for New Jersey Transit, to which I was assaulted on video. I didn't touch this man. Nothing I did.
1 minute remaining.
And he put his hands on me, the alleged supervisor of New Jersey Transit customer service at New York City Penn Station. And that's the reality of what we have to deal with. I pay double the taxes. I pay to get on the train. And then when I go to get answers from someone, I'm pushed onto the floor, leading into an injury. And I'm not here to ask anyone anything. I just want to get that out there so the citizens and everyone listening can understand the reality of what we're dealing with and how serious it is. And I think Chris Calori is very incompetent, and Governor Sherrill needs to do better, and the only reason she's there is because no one wanted another Trumpy in office. And that's all I have to say. I really hope you guys do better and treat us fairly, and we need fair hearings. Thank you.
Thank you. The next public comment is coming from Nick Julia. Nick, your line is live, and your time will now begin.
Good morning. My name is Nick Julia. I am the founder and chairman of Route Restore Our Transit in Essex. We're a nonprofit, nonpartisan advocacy organization dedicated to expanded service, enhanced rider experience, and equitable access. Now that budgeting season is past, a new fiscal year has begun, and the World Cup is set to finish this Sunday, it's time to discuss what comes next. The recently adopted NJ Transit budget states that service to the former DeKalb bus corridor has been restored. However, there is still no 7-day replacement service or off-peak service, and communities such as Belleville continue to have no replacement service at all. The rush hour only replacements NJ Transit quickly implemented in 2023 were intended to cover approximately 85% of the former DeKalb weekday riders and included no weekend or off-peak service. 3 years later, that temporary arrangement remains largely unchanged. DeKalb remains the only private bus carrier that ceased operations after COVID whose service has not been fully restored by NJ Transit. Weekend service on the Montclair-Boonton line is still operating only between Hoboken and Bay Street under what began as a 2009 pilot program, while the DeKalb replacement continues as a temporary stopgap that the agency itself has acknowledged does not fully serve affected riders. We understand there are competing priorities, but the riders of Essex County deserve transparency around the process, timelines, and next steps for expanded weekend train service and bus restoration. We saw hourly weekend service from Bay Street on the Montclair-Boonton line during World Cup days to accommodate ticket holders. We've seen similar changes in other scenarios, such as longer train sets or hourly service for other events like Halloween or during large events at Madison Square Garden. These temporary expansions suggest that NJ Transit has a process for determining when additional service is warranted and implementing it in specific scenarios. We're asking to understand what that process is, what triggers it, and how we can evaluate the weekly ridership needs in this way, especially since the recent surveys suggested strong support and latent demand. The World Cup fans from Brazil, Germany, and Morocco have gone home, but the riders from Bloomfield, Glen Ridge, and Montclair remain. We have several questions around potential service expansions based on the current situation. What timeline, if any, exists for this restoration? Are there any dependencies or competing priorities that would affect this timeline? Is more community engagement needed? The affected townships have asked for both bus restoration and hourly weekend service between Hoboken and MSU. Are either of those options feasible this fiscal year? Was funding for expanded service in Essex County included in this year's budget? And if funding was not included, does that mean there is no mechanism to receive this service until the next fiscal year? Appreciate the opportunity to speak and look forward to hearing about potential next steps. Congratulations and thank you to the NJ Transit workers who provided World Cup transportation and the tree cleanup following the storms 2 weeks ago. Look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.
Thank you. The next public comment will be from Andy Weiss. Andy, your line is live and your time will now begin.
Good morning. Why is NJ Transit Board member Shanti Nara attending this board meeting remotely from home? The NJ Transit Board is not a remote position, and it is a position that is meant to be attended in person. The Port Authority and MTA board members attend in person, and the NJ Transit Board should also be attended by board members in person. Board Chair Priya Jain needs to stop remote attendance for board members because it is not a remote position. All NJ Transit Board members must attend in person, and if they can't attend in person, they must resign. Let me repeat that the MTA and Port Authority boards do not have board members attending remotely. Board member Shanti Nara constantly attends from home, and the board is not a remote position. Why are NJ Transit bus, train, and light rail executives missing from NJ Transit board meetings and not sitting in the reserved seats in the front row? Usually there's 5 reserved seats in the front row. Every board meeting has reserved seats that are sitting empty in the front row at board meetings. Why is NJ Transit CEO not ordering his bus, train, and light rail executive team to sit in the 5 empty reserve seats on the front row at every board meeting? Chris Calori is literally staring at 5 empty reserve seats at every board meeting and does nothing. He doesn't say, oh, let me get my executives to come sit here. Why are the bus, train, and light rail executives not sitting in the front row reserve seats to listen to our public comments, Mr. Calori? Why are the bus, train, and light rail executives not sitting in the front row reserve seats, to listen to the monthly customer advocate presentation at customer service committee meetings, Mr. Calori? Where is your bus, train, and light rail executive team, Mr. Calori? Your executives need to sit in the front row, not in the back, not remotely somewhere, or if they're even watching this meeting. They need to be sitting in the front row. That's what executives do. That's what leaders do, Mr. Calori. You have your executive team sit in the front row to listen to the Customer Advocates Monthly Report, to listen to our public comments. That's what proper executives do. Why is NJ Transit CEO Chris Calori only giving the NJ Transit system only one customer advocate while he has over 100 World Cup ambassadors? What is going to happen to the hundreds of World Cup ambassadors after the World Cup? Do they disappear, Mr. Calori? While you give us only one customer advocate? Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you, Mr. Calori. Thank you.
Megan?
Thank you. The next public comment is coming from Jack McKee. Jack, your line is live.
I'm sorry, operator, one moment.
Yeah, I just Mr. Weiss, I don't know what your issue is, but, the people on the board, the people here work very hard. And I just wonder, are you working? I mean, are you working for the state? Are you a representative of the state? I'm just not clear on that. And why don't you come here? There's plenty of room for you, Mr. Weiss. Come sit with us. You could even have the front row. But instead, you take the time, write out a nice speech, and decide to attack us from your basement or wherever you may be. Or maybe you're at work. Come here. I stand with my colleagues here on the board who work really hard, and you don't know the circumstances that anybody works remotely from. So it's easy to criticize you from your whatever, dungeon, whatever it may be, but come here. You have a welcome invite.
Thank you. Operator, you may proceed.
Thank you. The next public comment is coming from Jack McKee. Jack, your line is live and your time will now begin.
Good morning, board. My name is Jack McKee, and I'm the campaigns manager with Hudson County Complete Streets. I'm here today, so to speak, representing our campaign for the Hudson Bergen Light Rail, appropriately named Better Light Rail. I want to start by offering our appreciation for the ongoing fixes and upgrades we're seeing across the system. I went to photograph pigeon issues at the 8th Street station in Bayonne last week, but instead found the station cleaned and the contractors from Bye Bye Birdie, that's the company's name, working to address the root causes of the problem. I also know you're in the process of replacing countdown clocks, signage, fixing and replacing elevators, and working towards accurate train tracking, all requiring time, effort, and resources. That said, I must ask for more because Hudson County riders need more. Riders need 10-minute off-peak service, particularly on the weekends. Over the course of our canvassing, we've asked riders their opinions on weekend service, and the answer is clear and effectively unanimous. Weekend trains are too infrequent to rely on. Given our recent experience advocating for increased weekend service on the PATH train, where the Port Authority's July report is showing a whopping 20% increase to Sunday ridership just 2 months since the notable service restoration. We believe the same dynamic is suppressing demand for off-peak HBLR. There's also further anecdotal evidence coming from casual conversations with people in our community. Ibby's Falafel on Grove Street in Jersey City is one example, where the employees live in Bayonne but drive to Jersey City. Point blank, I asked if they would take light rail if it ran every 10 minutes. An emphatic yes was the response, followed quickly by, why? Is somebody trying to do that? Yes. Hudson County Complete Streets is trying to do that. So we want to help New Jersey Transit however possible, transforming what might now seem like a tall order into a request within reach. We are aware that the capital planning team is preparing for an HBLR operations and scheduling study this fall. To whatever extent we
1
can
minute
be helpful
remaining.
with this or any other initiatives to advance riders' interests, we request that our campaign is included in the process. We hope to establish a productive relationship that gets the right things done for riders of HBLR. And because I have so much leftover time, I'll just throw this in there. If it's possible to do concrete repairs around Exchange Place, where the tracks run through the streets, some of them cobblestone streets, that would be a great gesture to show riders and the community that HBLR is something that matters to New Jersey Transit. And I'll leave it there. I thank you for your time.
Thank you. The next public comment is coming from Jonas Stankovic. Jonas, your line is live. And
Thank
your
you
time
so
will now
much.
begin.
Good morning, NJ Transit Board. Thanks for listening to me. I'm Jonas from Jersey City, and I'm going to be speaking today about some issues with the bus arrival times, especially in the Jersey City, Hudson County area. I'm sorry to say that the bus arrival times on the NJ Transit app, it seems to me it's really deteriorated in, I'd say, the last 6 months or so. This has been an ongoing problem, but I've noticed it's gotten a lot worse, where I've encountered times, more than half the time, I'd say, the app says a bus is coming, then no bus comes, and I'm left stranded. Or the opposite happens, right? It says no bus is coming, so I start walking to my destination, and then a bus blows by. Very, very frustrating. And I just want to make you aware, just from my experiences, and I've been keeping a log, I'd say the bus app arrival times are wrong more than 50% of the time. And in my opinion, just from what I've seen, it's been getting worse. So my recommendation to you is actually that you disable the real-time bus arrival times, because it's giving out such inaccurate information. You'd be better off just listing the printed schedules on the app. And this way it wouldn't screw up people's commute so much. One thing I do want to say, I heard that the contractor that runs, I don't know, I guess the beacons that list, show where the arrival times are, that sort of thing, show where the buses are. I heard that they got their contract renewed with NJ Transit. If that's true, that's really concerning. You guys should look into suing them. I mean, this product just isn't working well. So just want to get that out there. One more thing with the bus arrival times on the app is there's been a huge issue at Journal Square with listing the inaccurate gates. That's the gate that the bus is going to come into. And for about a year, the app has listed the wrong gates. It's listed things like Summit Avenue when it's been gate B1. On the number 80, a bunch of the gates changed a few weeks ago, and that was never updated on the app. And that caused a lot of confusion. It caused confusion for me, a bunch of other people, some people with disabilities, some people with heavy equipment, bags. They had to run to the other gate where they saw the bus coming, all because the app was listing the wrong gates. Now, I had filed a number of complaints with NJ Transit. They never got addressed. Then I had my friend at the Better Buses campaign in Jersey City. He reached out to your consumer advocate on Blue Sky. It got fixed in a few days. So kudos to the consumer advocate. He's doing a great job. But what I want to know, and I want you to look into this, is why were all the gates wrong for so long? In some cases, up to a year, wrong gates were listed on the app at Journal Square. And you guys need to look into holding the person accountable for this. Someone should have gotten fired because of this. It's really not right that you had the wrong information out there. So that's all from me. I appreciate what you do. I appreciate your time, board, and have a great rest of the day.
Thank you. The next public comment will be from Charlton DeSouza. Charlton, your line is live and your time will now begin.
Good morning, board members, New Jersey Transit board members. I want to know, why are so many trains being canceled on the Northeast Corridor and throughout the New Jersey Transit rail system? There is very limited communication, and a lot of times you guys are posting these updates on Twitter, but if you're in the station and you're looking at the board, sometimes, trains are boarding only for them to be canceled 15 minutes after people are on the train and the tickets have been collected. This is ridiculous. There's a lot of arguments breaking out between train crews, passengers getting frustrated. And what I want to know is, one, Chris Calori never answered my question from the previous board meetings as to why so many trains are being canceled due to crew availability. It seems to be happening a lot every day. Also, why are so many trains breaking down? And this has nothing to do with Amtrak. This is just mechanical issues. So do you guys do quality assurance checks? Is there a team at Penn Station checking these trains before they go into customer service or before they leave the yard? That has to be looked into. Also, at Pennsauken Transit Center, I visited there last week, and the elevators were not working. The station was completely filthy. It needs a complete power wash, including the staircases, and the destination board on the top is so old. They need a new destination board there. At Linden World, you guys need to keep the waiting room and the connection between PATCO and New Jersey Transit open 24 hours a day. So people coming from PATCO can connect to the Atlantic City rail line. Also the river line. A lot of trains have been breaking down on the river line. There's been like a complete meltdown
1 minute remaining.
because of the weather. And you guys knew this was going to happen. So Chris Calori, you said at a couple of board meetings, if there's a problem with New Jersey Transit, don't blame my employees. Hold me accountable. Okay, now we're holding you accountable, but you're not giving us answers. A good leader, gives us answers. That's what we deserve. And so many riders have been fired from their jobs. I've heard countless stories of people being delayed, and they did everything right. The passenger left 2 hours early, only to be stuck on a train for an hour and 30 minutes. They get to work and they're late, and they lose their job. So I think you guys need to give all the customers
15
free
seconds.
rides at the end of August for all the stuff that they had to go through. I think a free week in August it won't make up for everything, but it'll kind of help people, because a lot of people right now are struggling. They're out of work. And when a train is canceled and tickets are collected, maybe you guys should let people ride for free on the next train that comes in, because that's not right either. Again, we're going to be holding you accountable, Chris Calori and the New Jersey Transit Board, and we will.
Thank you. The next public comment will be coming from Anna Leone. Anna, your line is live and your time will now begin.
Thank you. Good afternoon, board members. First of all, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for your outstanding work. I know it's very difficult. I've never been on a board, but I have watched many boards in action, and I know you guys work behind the scenes, not just when you attend the meeting. So once again, I thank you for your dedication and for your work. I would like to talk about Access Link. Once again, I'm so sorry I keep bringing up Access Link. But basically the phone system. The phone system has gone down, and when I mean gone down, you're not able to make a phone call at all. I would say at least once every month. And this time when it went down, it was down for the entire day. And so one cannot make a reservation. If one is stuck somewhere and needs to speak with someone, you just simply can't. And I know there was a message saying that the phone system was fixed. So what I like to know is this fix is just a temporary fix that has been happening year after year, or was it a permanent fix? Because we really, truly cannot afford to have phone systems down at least once every month. And it's discouraging because one cannot make appointments if an emergency comes up. And as I said, if you're stuck somewhere, you can't even call and get somebody. So that's question number one, whether it was fixed on a permanent basis or was it just a temporary basis. And the other thing, the new buses, or I should say vans. I specifically have put in a request. I can't utilize, those buses. And I would like to know if any of the board members had rode any of those new little minibuses with the lifts, because there seems to be a lot of problems with those, safety issues and whatnot. So that's my second question. Because it truly is, and I brought this up before, I don't feel that it's safe for the passengers. And as I said before, I think it's a lawsuit waiting to happen. It's very cramped. You can't move around, and it only accommodates certain wheelchairs. And that's it for this roundabout meeting. So basically, I'd like to know if the phone system was fixed on a permanent basis. Thank you very much, and thank you for your dedication and hard work. I appreciate all your work.
Thank you. The next public comment is coming from Ray Jones. Ray, your line is live and your time will now begin.
Thank you. Good morning, Board. I'm here representing A1 Uniform City, and I really want to talk about the process of fair and reasonable and competitive bidding. We bid it on FID 26,600 boots and shoes several months ago, and we challenged the process and the way things happen. And Safeguard is a company that we bid it against, and we found out later that they was also the broker for a brand that you guys requested. We got our pricing from them. We felt like they put us at a disadvantage. And as I mentioned, we contacted your management or your bidding process people to talk about it. SR Max was the brand, and Safeguard, the company, they're the same company. We feel this is a violation because they gave themselves lower and better pricing. Again, we brought this to the attention of your bidding process staff. New Jersey Transit Management failed to remove discontinued items from the bid, acknowledging that Safeguard knew we were competing. They actually asked us. We told them, yes, we was competing on this bid, not knowing that they were competing. They never disavowed that to us. That's another violation. Through this, of course, we notified the Attorney General to let them know what was going on. And we're real passionate about this. There was only two companies, us and them. So that lets you know something right there. It was convoluted from the beginning because there's only two people that competed. We've had emails to back all this up, stating that they're a manufacturer and a retailer. Again, there's another violation. That put us at a disadvantage. New Jersey Transit Management did not take into account that Safeguard supplied us with all the wholesale pricing except for Bates and Wolverine brands.
1 minute remaining.
It was just one item, but it was actually 80%. We got pricing from 80% of the stuff that we did with them. Finally, New Jersey Transit Management stated, and I quote, "We agree that Safeguard should have told you that they were bidding on New Jersey Transit shoes, but that when we look at SR Max pricing that you gave them, your total price still didn't beat their price. The problem here is that they cannot give us one price. It didn't even have to be multiple. It should be one price puts us at a disadvantage. Furthermore, New Jersey Transit Management didn't understand that we gave them 80%, like I mentioned.
15 seconds remaining.
There we go. And then in this RFP was gave Safeguard an act of collusion. They failed to disclose their own relationship with the bidder. The RFP has legal documents that require participants to disclose the facts. Furthermore, if we had known that our supplier was participating, we had supplied equal brands to put in competitive pricing. We would just ask that you guys take a look at that because we felt like we were at a disadvantage.
Thank you. And the next public comment is coming from Troy Oglesby. Troy, your line is live and your time will now begin.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. This Ray is my brother and business partner. He just expanded on the things that we have experienced. We have met with the management team. I've called the Attorney General's office. I've made everything possible to reach out to management to attempt to make sure that it's very clear that this was a pure act of collusion, and they failed to disclose things, and they created a monopoly, and I'm talking about Safeguard, by providing us prices for brands that put us at a disadvantage because, one, they owned some of the brands, and they're also brokers for many of the other brands. And I think the management team misunderstood us, even though I provided plenty of information, that it was more than just one brand that they gave us disadvantaged prices on. They gave us disadvantaged prices on 80% of the brands that's on the bid. And if you look at the history of this particular contract for shoes for New Jersey Transit, those shoes have been under the same contractor for multiple years. And in terms of the procedure, they also failed to take off and remove discontinued items. That is particularly a way to continue to monopolize the process. So we've been doing all this and having transparency to talk to management to make sure to avoid any type of legal action. And I'm hoping that the board will put a halt to the bid and review it further because we're retired law enforcement officers too, by the way, and our business has been incorporated for over 25 years, and our family has been in the business since 1969. So we are very aware of inappropriate behavior on bidding. And so I just plead with the board to please look at bid number 26,600 for shoes and boots for New Jersey Transit. We met with everybody there possibly could be. Steve, Barbara Leary, Krista, and they just missed the boat. They just needs to be reviewed further. So please, that's our plea. Please reach out to us at our office and have all that taken care of. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. And there were no other public comments at this time.
Thank you, public speakers. Are there any board member comments? Board Member Beeson?
Yes. I wanted to thank Ethan, first of all, for coming out. Mr. Calori, I think somebody might have an eye on your job in the future. Very impressive. I know the staff is going to talk to you. What a couple of speakers said is that responsibility lies with the executive director as well as the board, and I agree with that. It has been an unprecedented time. The past 2 weeks alone have, and I'm sure Chris will outline some of this, how difficult it's been for our riders, for our staff, for families. Where I live in Ocean Township, some people were out of electricity for a week. It was a July 4th holiday. Everything happened at the same time. We had a match the following day. And it was really incredible the amount of effort and time that the employees put in to try to get ridership, the trains back operating and things safe. So I wanted to thank the employees for all they did. And I also wanted to say it's been an honor and a privilege to be an ambassador myself and to be out there on the pitch or outside the pitch or in Penn Station or in Secaucus working with all the employees, ambassadors. And they're not only from NJ Transit, they're from the Turnpike and DOT employees. And Commissioner, your employees were terrific to work with, dedicated. And, New Jersey gets a bad rap for sort of having a swagger and attitude. Well, yeah, we do. But when you talk to the fans coming in and out of that stadium from all over the world, they were appreciative of the help that we gave. And we just didn't help our riders. We helped anybody trying to navigate that stadium, getting in and out of it. I saw police officers go out of the way. I saw a police officer grab a kid who couldn't find their parents. I saw employees sitting outside Secaucus Station an hour and a half after their shift with an impending rainstorm, helping someone who didn't speak English get to an Uber. These are the countless acts of people that are really dedicated. We're not perfect, but I am proud and really privileged, again, to have worked with so many of you. And thank you. And I'll see you on the pitch on Sunday.
Thank you. Board Member Nara, did you have a comment?
Yeah, I just want to review a couple things. Jonas Stankovic, and I'm sorry if I'm not getting some of the names right. He brought up a lot of issues about the app not being accurate with the bus arrival time, and he made a suggestion that we should disable it. I certainly think we need, and I'm hoping staff is looking into this to figure out what the problems were and see why they occurred and what the fixes are and are the fixes permanent. I think it's very important for people. We're acknowledging the fact that most people are relying more and more on technology. And so if we're going to meet them where they're at, we've got to do our best to be reliable. And so I would like to know where the problem stemmed from. And I was a little confused because at the end of what he was saying, he mentioned our consumer advocate, Frank Bowman, being really responsive and providing a quick fix. I just wasn't sure, I wasn't quite sure, taking notes about this, what that fix was. So if somebody from staff can let us know whether it was that fix was focused on something very specific, or whether that whole issue with the inaccuracy of the bus apps has been remediated, I would appreciate it. And I know that our staff members are also taking notes. And so there were some specific things that I think it was Carlton DeSouza mentioned regarding elevators not working at a station, and Linden Road having problems with the waiting room, and the corridor, I believe, from the Patco side not being open. I mean, I know that staff notes these things and takes things down. I think I'd appreciate it, and I don't know, I'm not going to speak for the other board members, and I don't want to add on to work. But if any staff members are specifically responding to some of these issues relating to things people are pointing out, like Jack McKee pointing out a need for concrete repairs at Exchange Place, if you're going to respond, if somebody could just send us board members an update, I know I would really appreciate it. And the last one is I'm going to address that I heard today was the speaker, Anna, whose last name I did not get, so I apologize, related to Access Link. And that too is related to some kind of communications gap that apparently is going on our side. So if somebody could update us and her about whether that phone fix was temporary, or there's a permanent fix, or there's some other way we're going to address these issues, because I know how important it is for people to make reservations and have access to that reservation line. And the new vans, so I will tell you, Anna, I have not ridden them, and maybe that is something that I could do to see what's going on with the new minivans. I represent Middlesex County. I know quite a lot of my residents use these, and if there's some problems, let's see if I can hitch a ride on one of them and see what's going on. And that's all. But the last thing I want to say is, it's not just FIFA. I so appreciate everything that everyone in this agency has done to deal with FIFA, but also FIFA in what is every year turning out to be such a critical time for the agency because of these heat waves that we're getting and the problems it causes, especially on the rail side. And so I know the efforts and work that everybody's putting in. Sometimes when you're stuck on that train and you're sweating it out, or you're waiting for trains after things have been canceled, it's really hard to see the efforts of NJ Transit behind the scenes. But I know that the staff here is working, not just the staff that's at these meetings, but the people on the ground are working around the clock to try to address these issues. And yeah, we can always improve, but believe me, nobody's sitting on their hands. And one of the things I just ask everybody to remember, that the people here, they're all your neighbors. They're all, residents of New Jersey too. And they're trying to put in a hard day's work for decent pay and be proud of what they do here. And so, yeah, we're all going through things, but I want to express my support to the hard workers at this agency, and then the extra work everyone did during this FIFA period. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Are there any additional board members?
Yeah, I'm going to make a comment. So having seen the staff as well as the board and everybody in action over the last month, and this is just related to FIFA, I want to really, I thank you for your comments, Board Member Beeson, in supporting the work of the board. I know firsthand how committed the board is to this agency and to the public, and honestly, I really, as a chair, I do not appreciate those baseless accusations. Are we perfect? No. But at the end of the day, one of the biggest things I'm seeing is customer service. And by the way, I mean, we went through a huge snowstorm. We have had a heat wave. We have had other issues happen. And behind the scenes, the team over here and the staff over here, they're working sometimes 24 hours a day. So again, really commend the staff as well as the board members in what we have been doing for NJ Transit, and we will continue to do so. I would also say, I heard a couple of comments on customer experience, and we're going to continue to address the medium and short-term priorities. I mean, we all have heard about the executive order that Governor Sherrill had signed. We have the 45-day plan. We've been systematically getting through things and addressing them. I think there were a couple of speakers who highlighted some of the changes that have happened. Again, there are a couple of speakers who have highlighted we need to go do more. And have patience. We are continuing to do so. We want to hear from you all. Again, Frank and his team have been really reaching out to people, so please continue sending your feedback. We will continue addressing it. There is a commitment that we want to make sure that this customer experience and our New Jersey residents actually end up getting the best customer experience that they can. And communications, I know there were a couple of comments made about the app not working, and I can tell you, I get calls also. I have family members who use transit, and I will sometimes get a call saying it's not working. Yep, it's not working, but it does get fixed. So we are committed to getting a unified communications plan and an app that works. It'll take time, and it gets fixed. So before I turn it over to you, Chris, for your report, I again want to say thank you to all the staff who allow us as board members to get up and work with you all and to face you. We wouldn't be here if the staff wasn't working, and the staff is working under the leadership of Chris. Chris, thank you for your service, and on behalf of the board. Okay. Chris, if you want to give your Executive Director's report, please.
Sure.
Yeah.
Madam Chair, thank you, and thank you for your comments and comments of Board Member Beeson and Board Member Nara. Let me just sort of, following sort of the specific calls and comments that have been made, I think it's important that I respond. One thing I'll say is I don't think I've ever been accused of not living up to my expectation that I hold the full responsibility of anything that happens, good, bad, or indifferent at this agency, and I'll continue to do this as long as I'm here. Sally raised the issue about fare cards not being available at Newark and Hoboken, and at the window. We will look into it and to make sure that that is fixed. Ethan, whose mom was here, Marina Rubina, who is a councilwoman in Princeton. I rarely appreciate anybody coming to my door and dropping off a proposal, but Ethan did it, and I appreciated Ethan. I read it that morning when he dropped it off, and I'm proud that you're here. Your mom, I know, is very proud. I think Paul gave you his card. We will make sure we work with you. I think you'll be excited as a Princeton resident and as a resident of New Jersey, what we have in mind for the Dinky, and we look forward to working with you. On Mr. McFadden, I first of all, look, you said you make $52,000 a year and you work extremely hard. I can't tell you how much that means to me that you took the time to call. It isn't easy. I'm sure that you are paying taxes in 2 jurisdictions and that you're working a job which I'm sure is very taxing. And I'm sure it's also frustrating that when a train doesn't work or a bus doesn't work, that keeps with your schedule. And I'm going to answer yours and Mr. D'Souza's comments together. I've said this before, and I think it's probably worth repeating. New Jersey Transit has been around for 47 years, and 35 out of that 47 years, we haven't had a consistent fare policy. 60% of the fleet on rails was built in the 1970s or 80s. I am not quite sure how any rational human being ever expects a system to be reliable when that is the universe in which you operate. But we're actually doing something about this, and this board and this governor, Governor Sherrill, is actually doing something about it, which I think is equally important. We aren't saying, I can't believe, look at our plight. We're actually doing something concrete. The governor has given us authority to invest $1.7 billion to purchase 374 multi-level cars, which will start getting delivered this year. Equally important, starting a few years ago, we've started taking delivery of almost 25 buses a month for a tune of 1,500 buses, so we can modernize that. Access Link is also being modernized. Light rail and River Line, which has suffered extraordinary challenges, Mr. D'Souza pointed it out, that is also being revamped with Kinky Sherrio as a contract. These aren't hopes. These aren't some prayers. We're actually doing it. We're actually investing money today. So by 2031, you'll have a fully modern system, something that has not happened in New Jersey Transit in its 47-year history. That is something that is pragmatic, something we understand what the problems are and what we're trying to do to fix it. To Jonas, who talked about the bus real-time system, I said in the board meeting 2 months ago that the clever devices that are on the buses are about 70 to 75% accurate, and we are actually working with a contractor to make sure that they become even more accurate, and we are currently doing the exact same kind of a procurement process for the rail line, so people can have real-time information on the rail system. These are things that the customers have asked for and that we're doing. It's just that, as the chairwoman said, the procurement process and the time it takes to implement these sometimes take a few months, if not a few years, frankly. But it is a process that is underway, and I am not going to rest, and I know my colleagues won't rest till it's done. To my friend Vito, I've now known you for about 17 months. You come religiously to every board meeting, and you give your views, and I appreciate it. But this one, you missed your mark, and I'm going to tell you why. You said, I can't believe it took you 3.5 days to open up the M&E line. My friend, if you had known what my colleagues were all right there, including the two I just introduced this afternoon, you wouldn't have said what you said. There were 50 to 60 trees down. They worked without sleep for 96 hours. For you to say, I can't believe it took you that long, is a little unfair. I'm not sure you meant it, but if you meant it, I think that was misguided. The people here on the railroad and on the bus worked without sleep for days. And the commissioner knows it. There wasn't a moment that we didn't do tens of calls a day during those months, during those days, to see how else we can get the service up. I know you're not an unfair person, but I think you missed the mark today. And I hope next time you say something about how it took us 3 days to open up service, you have a little bit more introspection. I ask you that out of respect for you. Anna, on the issue of Access Link, you are not wrong. We did have a communication gap that was a result of a problem with the carrier. We worked with the carrier, we fixed it, they understood how important it is for us to make sure that we have constant communication with our customers. And we've told them that that kind of a gap is not acceptable, and we have to make sure we fix it, and they have assured us they will do that. And Mr. Jones, finally, I appreciate it. And I appreciate the fact that you and your brother have been in business for many decades, and thank you for your service as a police officer. Barbara Geary, who's one of the most professional people I know at Transit, who came from the Office of the State Comptroller, has reviewed your file, has worked with the governor's office, to whom you've gone to, has reviewed the file, and has come to an agency decision that says we are not going to change the procurement process or the result. This is not the end of the road for you. If you don't agree with the agency decision, you have rights to appeal the decision in court and fight it. But I respectfully ask you to not say that we collude with people when you are trying to challenge a procurement process. You may disagree. That is your right. But the standard of care when we make these decisions is whether the decision was made in an arbitrary and capricious manner. And I trust Barbara when she says that she has made a decision consistent with the procurement process. If you don't agree with the decision, I respect it. I want you to challenge it, and whatever happens, happens. So, but I do appreciate you taking the time to call in and to express your concern, as I do every person who calls in. I want to pivot, if it's okay with you, Madam Chair, to talk about the year. We've had 2 snowstorms, an extraordinary heat wave, one that we have not seen in a decade or longer, a severe storm and rains that we have not seen in many years. The only thing we have not seen is a Sharknado, which may come. We still have a few months. But on top of that, we had America's 250th anniversary, the Knicks games, FIFA, and Taylor Swift's wedding. All in a span of a few weeks. Despite that, what you have here in this room are my colleagues who have spent hours, countless hours away from their family to make sure they do right by our customers. I know this personally. I witness it every day. I witness it every hour. There is not a moment that our phones are off in the middle of the night, because they know that in the morning rush hour and the evening rush hour, it has to work. And when it doesn't work, it is not because of lack of care. Is it true we have mechanical problems? Absolutely. But the fact in this FIFA tournament, we moved between 280 to 300,000 people to and from. 7 Super Bowls have already happened. The largest volume of people we've ever moved in this short a period of time at the fastest pace. That matters, Madam Chair. That matters because that is the heart and soul of this place. That is not some arbitrary standard or metric. These are people with hearts and souls who have said once and for all that this agency is going to show what it's made of. Yes, we have one more game to go. Yes, it's going to be complicated. But what we have committed to for 2 years is developing a plan, executing a plan with zero distraction. Zero. Problems have happened. God knows problems have happened. And maybe after the games, I'll tell you about all the problems that happened during the games. With flawless precision, these folks executed. not me, them. That is what we should expect. On top of that, 4,000 ambassadors spent over 20,000 hours, not just from transit, but from Turnpike, from DOT, all agencies determined to make sure that the system, and Mike Beeson was an ambassador. He even sold a few tickets. Not enough, but sold some. Maybe he'll sell more during the final at $98 a piece. I'm so proud of the staff, and I want you to know, Madam Chair, come what may, we will do the exact same thing again on Sunday. It is going to be a challenge. Whatever happens, we will do what we have always done, which is to execute the plan, which is what you should expect. The service disruptions, as I talked about, was unprecedented, and I got to tell you, it has been amazing to watch the colleagues. On top of that, we have the Canadian smog that is on us. And I talked to you this morning, I talked to the governor's office, and the governor has signed off on us distributing 20,000 masks to our customers in Newark and in other places on the bus line to make sure if those people who need it, who don't have access to a mask, will have access to masks during this challenging time. While all this is going on, our real estate group is working like crazy to implement the land plan and other things. And I will tell you, Gagandeep has been working with the folks at Hoboken and Elcor to make sure that that process is going on. In fact, Gagandeep was at Elcor last week, on 6/15, to cut a ribbon on Hudson Place, and many more things are happening at that location and others that we will be announcing sometime in the next few months. The operating budget is being unveiled today, and you're going to vote on it. It is a $3.5 billion budget, and I want to repeat this again. This governor is the only governor in recent memory who has given us an 11% increase in budget. I don't know when the last time that happened. That is how you begin to put the pieces together for this agency to make sure we do it. The costs are real. I know people don't want to understand or care because they are frustrated sometimes when their train is canceled. I understand it. But the fact that the labor contracts cost $55 million more than they did last year is a fact. The fact that material costs have gone up by $42.8 million is a fact. The fact that AccessLink has gone up by $33 million more than last year is a fact. And the fact that the Port Authority tolls have gone up by 77%, or $19.3 million more than last year, is a fact. That is not a lease. That's not my salary. Those are costs that take to run this system. But this governor, along with this board, has done more to help this agency to put it on right track than ever before, and I'm so grateful to it. And let me just end with the Northeast Corridor, which, as you know, is a system and a corridor we rely very, very deeply on. We've worked very well with Amtrak. Credit is due where credit is due. I was the person who said, I'm going to hold Amtrak accountable if something goes on the Northeast Corridor. And to their credit, so far, all 7 games, we've worked very closely with them, and they have been extraordinary partners. So credit is due when credit is due. I'll be the first person to say that. And the chairman and the CEO have called me on a regular basis to make sure things are going well. That matters. And in addition, today, Sawtooth Bridge and Substation 41, 2 more projects in addition to the East River Tunnel, the Hudson Tunnel, the Dock Bridge, are also going to move forward. All these things inform how the Northeast Corridor is going to be repaired. So all this to say, Madam Chair, the issues that our folks raise on these board meetings are important. I can't tell you how much I appreciate hearing their views, as I'm sure you are. What we are trying to do is methodically fix the problems that frankly have been ignored for many decades, but we're trying to claw back on progress. And that's what you're seeing happening in the budget, and that's what we're seeing happening in our actions every single day. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Chris. And it's a disciplined approach. It will take time. And I think it's good for us to celebrate the victories as we go along, so that we remember that it's a journey. It's a marathon. It's not going to happen overnight. Okay. With this, we'll get to the board committee reports. Board Member Cruz will present the Operations and Customer Service Committee report.
Thank you, Chair. The Operations and Customer Service Committee received an update on trends, analysis, and actions for rail, bus, light rail, and access link. We also received an update from the customer advocate, as well as an update on the cost of service. That concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Board Member Zeveloff will present the Administration Committee report.
Thank you. The Administration Committee received a financial update. This included a summary of operating results compared to previous year's comparable period and the FY26 budget, 12-month farebox revenue, compared to budget and major balance sheet items. Additional information was provided as part of the agenda materials, including the cost of service key performance indicators, 12-month farebox recovery, history of vacancies, attrition and hires, ridership and revenue, and a monthly budget to actual comparison for May 2026. The committee also received updates from Human Resources and the Equal Employment Opportunity and Affirmative Action. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Board Member Brantis will present the Capital Planning, Policy, and Privatization Committee report.
The Capital Planning, Policy, and Privatization Committee reviewed the board items, or the following board items: fiscal year 2027 authorization to secure capital funding, Access Link contract for paratransit service in Region 2, New Jersey Transit fiscal year 2027 grant programs, local transportation for senior citizens, person with disabilities, rural and low-income residents, outdoor advertising management services, and New Jersey Transit owned real estate transmittal. That concludes my report.
Okay, thank you. Board Member Beeson will present the Safety Committee report.
Yes, the Safety Committee received a comprehensive update on key safety performance indicators for rail, light rail, bus, access link, construction safety, and accident investigation for the first quarter. Agency's safety management highlighted continued efforts to strengthen our safety culture through target initiatives focused on operational readiness, injury reduction, regulatory compliance, proactive risk management across all modes. Significant efforts were there to support FIFA World Cup 2026 preparedness through operational planning, full-scale tabletop exercises, employee training, site assessments, deployment planning and coordination with our police department, NJ Transit, and OEM and regional partners. The Safety Education Committee delivered over 40 presentations, reaching 3,394 students and community members across New Jersey, while participating in 18 community outreach events. I will say these are really important, and thank the staff for doing that. The Accident Investigation Unit also announced the development of a right-of-way task force to reduce trespassing and right-of-way incidents through enhanced inspection, data analysis, and interagency collaboration. Look forward to hearing more about that. And our chief briefed the committee on outreach efforts, Narcan deployment, smoke enforcement. The chief also updated committee members on the FIFA World Cup operation and our recent award ceremony. In addition, the chief made the committee aware of 30 new police officers who graduated from the police academy during the month of June. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Chris, if you can go through the action items.
Yes, Madam Chair. I'm going to ask Jackie Stanford to come up to introduce item 2607-30, the fiscal year 2027 operating budget.
Thank you, Chris. We are presenting for approval item number 2607-30, fiscal year 2027 operating budget. Authorization is requested to adopt the fiscal year 2027 operating budget in the amount of $3.5024 billion. We ask for your approval of item number 2607-30.
Okay. May I have a motion to approve board item 2607-30?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? Megan, please take a roll call vote.
Roll call vote. Board Member Brantis?
Yes.
Board Member Beeson?
Yes.
Board Member Casimir? Board Member Nara?
Yes, I'm sorry, yes.
Board Member Zevalov?
Yes.
Board Member Cruz?
Yes.
Vice Chair Carson?
Yes.
Chair Jane?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Jackie, can you also do 2607-31, which is the 2027 authorization to secure capital funding?
We are presenting for approval item number 2607-31, fiscal year 2027 authorization to secure capital funding. Authorization is requested to take whatever actions are necessary to seek and secure the funds envisioned by the program of projects, transfer funding sources and amounts among program projects as circumstances require in compliance with the terms and conditions of the grants and other funding sources, and make application, execute contracts or agreements, and take whatever other actions are necessary to seek and secure funds consistent with the basic intent of this program, which may become available subsequent to its adoption. We ask for approval of item number 2607-31.
May I have a motion to approve board item 2607-31? May I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? May the please take roll call?
Roll call vote, Board Member Brontes?
Yes.
Board Member Beeson?
Yes.
Board Member Casimir?
Yes.
Board Member Nara?
Yes.
Board Member Zevalov?
Yes.
Board Member Cruz?
Yes.
Vice Chair Carson?
Yes.
Chair Jane?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Jackie, can you also do item number 2607-32, revolving credit agreement and the issuance of grant anticipation notes?
We are presenting for approval item number 2607-32, revolving credit agreement and issuance of grant anticipation note, Series 2026. Authorization is requested to take all actions necessary to consummate the execution and delivery of the agreement and the issuance of the 2026 note, including, but not limited to, the negotiation and execution of all documents, payment of the principal of and interest on the 2026 note, payment of bank fees and all fees related to the establishment of the agreement, including reasonable legal fees, and approving the parameters for the issuance of the 2026 note and the establishment of the agreement, all as authorized pursuant to NJSA 2725-5. We ask for your approval of item number 2607-32.
May I have a motion to approve board item 2607-32? May I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? May the please take roll call?
Roll call vote, Board Member Brontes?
Yes.
Board Member Beeson?
Yes.
Board Member Casimir?
Yes.
Board Member Nara?
Yes.
Board Member Zevalov?
Yes.
Board Member Cruz?
Yes.
Vice Chair Carson?
Yes.
Chair Jane?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Madam Chair, I'm going to ask Lance Norman to do execution of contract for Access Link 2607-33.
Thank you, Chris. We are presenting for approval item number 2607-33, execution of contract 0000195 for the provision of Access Link service in Region 2, which includes Burlington, Camden, Cumberland, Gloucester, and Salem counties. Authorization is requested to enter into a contract with Eastern Coach Company of Eastern Pennsylvania to operate Access Link service in Region 2 for a 60-month contract period from January 10, 2027 through December 31st, 2031, at a cost not to exceed $175,025,079 plus 5% contingency, for a total contract authorization of $183,776,333, subject to the availability of funds and board approval of NJ Transit's operating budget. We ask for your approval for item number 2607-33.
May I have a motion to approve board item 2607-33?
Move.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? Megan, if you can take roll call vote.
Roll call vote, Board Member Brontes?
Yes.
Board Member Beeson?
Yes.
Board Member Casimir?
Yes.
Board Member Nara?
Yes.
Board Member Zevalov?
Yes.
Board Member Cruz?
Yes.
Vice Chair Carson?
Yes.
Chair Jane?
Yes.
Motion carried. For the record, Board Member Nara is recused from item 2607-34 and will not comment or vote on the item.
I'm going to ask Gagandeep Singh to do item 2607-34, 2027 grant programs for local transportation for seniors and persons with disability, rural and low-income residents.
Thanks, Chris. We are presenting for approval item number 2607-34, NJ Transit Fiscal Year 2026 Grant Programs, Local Transportation for Senior Citizens, Persons with Disability, Rural and low-income residents. Authorization is requested to execute, extend, or modify all agreements and contracts, and to take all other steps necessary to implement the FY 2027 grants program as set forth in the board item. We ask for your approval of item number 2607-34.
Item 2607-34.
I move.
May I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Okay. Megan, please take roll call vote.
Roll call vote, Board Member Brontes?
Yes.
Board Member Beeson?
Yes.
Board Member Casimir?
Yes.
Board Member Zavaloff?
Yes.
Board Member Cruz?
Yes.
Vice Chair Carson?
Yes.
Chair Jane?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Gagandeep, can you also do item number 2607-35, outdoor advertising management services?
Thanks, Chris. We are presenting for approval item number 2607-35, outdoor advertising management services. Authorization is requested to execute a change order to the contract with All Vision LLC of New York, New York, for a 10-month extension of outdoor advertising management services under the existing compensation structure, for a minimum guaranteed amount to New Jersey Transit of $3,333,333, or 83.5% of net revenue, whichever is greater. We ask for your approval of item number 2607-35.
May I have a motion to approve board item 2607-35?
I move.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? Okay. Megan, please take roll call vote.
Roll call vote, Board Member Brontes?
Yes.
Board Member Beeson?
Yes.
Board Member Casimir?
Yes.
Board Member Nara?
Yes.
Board Member Zavaloff?
Yes.
Board Member Cruz?
Yes.
Vice Chair Carson?
Yes.
Chair Jane?
Yes.
Motion carried.
I'm going to ask Justin Davis to do item number 2607-36, execution agreement for the construction of Kearney Substation 41 between Amtrak and New Jersey Transit.
Thank you, Chris. We're presenting for approval item number 2607-36, execution of agreement for the construction of Kearney Substation number 41 between Amtrak, the National Railroad Passenger Corporation, and New Jersey Transit Corporation. Authorization is requested to use funds in the amount not to exceed $15,051,998, subject to the availability of funds to satisfy New Jersey Transit's funding obligation towards Substation 41 project and enter into an agreement, any amendments, and any supporting agreements with Amtrak, the National Railroad Passenger Corporation, for this project. We ask for your approval of item 2607-36.
May I have a motion to approve board item 2607-36?
I move.
May I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Megan, please take roll call vote.
Roll call vote, Board Member Brontes?
Yes.
Board Member Beeson?
Yes.
Board Member Casimir?
Yes.
Board Member Nara?
Yes.
Board Member Zavaloff?
Yes.
Board Member Cruz?
Yes.
Vice Chair Carson?
Yes.
Chair Jane?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Justin, also please present item 2607-37, a resolution entering into an agreement with Amtrak and regarding the Sawtooth Bridge early enabling package.
Sure. We are presenting for approval item number 2607-37, resolution authorizing entering into agreement into the Sawtooth Bridge's early enabling package project development agreement between New Jersey Transit and Amtrak, the National Railroad Passenger Corporation. Authorization is requested to use the funds in the amount not to exceed $25,998,884.16, subject to the availability of funds to satisfy New Jersey Transit's funding obligation towards the Sawtooth Bridge project and to enter into an agreement, any amendments, and any supporting agreements with Amtrak, the National Railroad Passenger Corporation, for this project. We ask for your approval of item 2607-37.
Thanks. May I have a motion to approve board item 2607-37?
I move.
Second? Any discussion? Megan, please take roll call vote.
Roll call vote, Board Member Brontes?
Yes.
Board Member Beeson?
Yes.
Board Member Casimir?
Yes.
Board Member Nara?
Yes.
Board Member Zavaloff?
Yes.
Board Member Cruz?
Yes.
Vice Chair Carson?
Yes.
Chair Jane?
Yes.
Motion carried. For the record, Board Members McCray and Thomas are recused from item 2607-39 and will not comment on the item.
Okay. May I have a motion to approve the consent calendar?
I move.
May I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, Megan, please take roll call vote.
Roll call vote, Board Member Brontes?
Yes.
Board Member Beeson?
Yes.
Board Member Casimir?
Yes.
Board Member Nara?
Yes.
Board Member Zevalov?
Yes.
Board Member Cruz?
Yes.
Vice Chair Carson?
Yes.
Chair Jane?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Before we adjourn to the executive session, I want to let the public know we will return to adjourn the meeting, but no further business will be conducted. May I have a motion to enter into executive session to discuss personal matters, contract negotiations, the status of pending and anticipated litigations, and matters falling within the attorney-client privilege, including but not limited to the final settlement for the acquisition of Westwood Bus Garage from Rockland Coaches Incorporated, the personal injury claim of Santos Vasquez, and the personal injury claim of Michael Armstrong. May I have a motion to enter into executive session?
I move.
May I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Okay. Megan, please take a roll call vote.
Roll call vote, Board Member Brontes?
Yes.
Board Member Beeson?
Yes.
Board Member Casimir?
Yes.
Board Member Nara?
Yes.
Board Member Zevalov?
Yes.
Board Member Cruz?
Yes.
Vice Chair Carson?
Yes.
Chair Jane?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Yeah. Okay, I hereby reconvene the open session board meeting.
I'll take roll call. Board Member Beeson? Here. Board Member Casimir?
Here. I'm sorry.
Yep. Board Member Zevaloff?
Here.
Board Member Cruz?
Yes, here, excuse me. You messed me up.
Chair Jane?
Here. Since there is no further motion, may I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I move.
Any discussion? Okay, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried, meeting adjourned.
Congrats.
Do better next time.